usually very confused on the difference between killer T cells, natural killer cells, cytotoxic T cells. All of these are a type of white blood cell called lymphocytes. So we call all white blood cells leukocytes, and there's different types of leukocytes. One type of leukocyte is called the lymphocyte. In lymphocytes, there's three types of lymphocytes. There's B cells, T cells, and natural killer cells. So just briefly about each one, B cells are responsible for making antibodies. So what B cells do is B cells make something called plasma cells, and plasma cells make antibodies. Antibodies help neutralize pathogens and tag them for destruction. B cells also make memory B cells so that if we see a pathogen again, we have those memory cells ready. So that's B cell, it's a lymphocyte. Lymphocytes are leukocytes, which are white blood cells. Now, another type of lymphocyte is called a T cell or T lymphocyte. B cells are also called B lymphocytes. When we think of T cells are part of our adaptive immune system. So both B cells and T cells are adaptive immune system. And the function of T cells is important for cell-mediated immunity. So when we look at T cells, there's different types of T cells. There's helper T cells. Helper T cells are also called CD4 plus T cells. They're the same thing. And these cells support our immune system by basically secreting a lot of cytokines that activate our immune system. Next, there's cytotoxic T cells, which are also called CD8 plus T cells, which are also called killer T cells, not natural killer cells. So CD8 T cells are also called killer T cells. And the reason why they're called killer T cells is because they have the ability to kill other cells. So they're part of our adaptive immune system and they can secrete components. Next, we have natural killer cells. These are part of our innate immune system. Natural killer cells respond quickly to cells that are infected with viruses or maybe cells that are cancerous. And so they're an important part of our body's early defense system. So natural killer cells are innate immunity, B cells and T cells. And in T cells, there's helper T cells and there's cytotoxic T cells, which are also called killer T cells, are part of our adaptive immunity. Natural killer cells are innate immunity, and what they basically do is they induce cell death, which is also called apoptosis. They can identify and attack these cells that show signs of abnormal growth. B cells and T cells are the core of adaptive immune system. Natural killer cells are innate immune system.